Hey adventurers, welcome back to the channel. I'm so incredibly excited to be filming today's video, and I'm so incredibly excited that you're tuning into today's video because I know that you guys are loving our packing trips for Walt Disney World, our Florida vacations, and so I wanted to actually share with you more of like the planning and the preparation process that goes into our packing, because I know you guys have had a ton of questions for me over on Instagram, so make sure you're following me over there. It's the best place to ask me questions if you guys have like more detailed questions. So anyways, we are actually heading to Walt Disney World and to Florida for 8 days, which is so incredibly exciting. This is has been the trip that we have been looking forward to the very most since we have been kind of planning all of our travel this entire year. So if this is your very first time visiting my channel, my name is Michelle. I'm so incredibly excited that you are here, and please subscribe to the channel if Disney vlogs is something that you are interested in. We are about to have a ton of Disney content, so like I said, if that's something that you're interested in, I would hope you would consider subscribing. So anyways, like I said, I wanted to share with you kind of how we prepare and pack for our upcoming trips to Walt Disney World. This trip in particular is incredibly complex. As I am filming this, we are actually about 8 days away from actually traveling to Walt Disney World. However, this is a Sunday afternoon that I'm filming this, and so this next week is just really crazy. We actually leave, like I said, it's a Sunday afternoon when I'm filming. We actually leave Friday afternoon to head to Florida, and that is because I'm actually having to prepare and pack for 3 separate trips today. So I actually have a work trip Thursday and then half of Friday, and then literally get home from that work trip and then jump in the car and head to Sarasota to go visit my husband's family for about 4 days, and then from there we actually travel to Walt Disney World for 5 days, which is so awesome and so exciting. So anyways, if you are interested in kind of seeing how I prepare and pack for our upcoming Walt Disney World vacation, I hope you will continue to follow along. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to share with you, just what goes into how we prepare and pack for our Disney vacation, is the very first thing I do before I start packing it all is I actually pull out my Disney binder. So this is our Walt Disney World travel binder. I have this for every single trip that we take to Walt Disney World. You can see I have 2 binders here right now. This is actually my Erin Condren monthly planner that I use every single day. And that is because this binder currently is housing all the information for our upcoming January trip. We are actually traveling for a full week in January, and that is because I am actually running a Run Disney half marathon race that I'm currently training for. So everything in here is full of that, and rather than having 2 trips simultaneously in one binder, I actually just put everything in my Erin Condren notebook. So basically what I do is I just take a sheet of paper and I write down every single day kind of what our itinerary is, like where we're going, which parks we're at, what dinners we have planned, which I'll get to in just a second. And okay, so what I end up doing with all of that information, like everything written down, and what I end up doing is just going into my closet and I start pulling out all of the outfits that we're gonna wear. For this trip, I kind of worked backwards. So I did the Walt Disney World portion of our trip first, and then I did the Sarasota portion, and then I'm doing my work trip portion last. So like I said, I've got a lot to pack and prepare for on this trip. So let me show you kind of like what the process looks like, just so you can get an idea for it. So if you have seen our packing vlogs before, you know that I love using these hooks that I have, that these are permanently here. They're like screwed into the walls. So what I end up doing is just like going to our closet, pulling out like, you know, all the shirts and different outfits. And a lot of times I'll actually put a post-it note above each hook, and it just says like Magic Kingdom Day or Hollywood Studios Day, and so on and so forth. And so that's kind of how I did it for this trip. And then just looking at our schedule, I pull everything out, and then I end up going and folding it up and then putting it over there, and you guys will see that in just a bit. So then you'll see that I actually end up putting a small post-it note here, like around the hook, and it just has like the label of the day of the week that it corresponds to for that outfit. So you'll see that I do have several outfits still hanging here, and I'll probably have them hanging for our trip just because we have several really nice dinners planned for this trip. So we actually have several really nice dinners planned for this trip because this trip is so exciting. How many times can I say exciting in one vlog? But that's because I'm super pumped for this trip. But we are just really thrilled because this trip we are actually celebrating Travis's 40th birthday, which is, we are just so pumped about it, like I said. So anyways, what I end up doing, like I said, is I put everything on the coat rack or the hangers, and then what I end up doing, because I am packing for so many different trips, I pull everything out and lay it on the bed just to make sure that I have like the corresponding pants and stuff like that. I will show this in more detail in just a minute, but that's kind of how it goes. That's the process. I know that it might seem a little bit over the top, especially for those of you that might not be hardcore planners or packers or anything like that. But welcome to the inside of Mishi's brain, because this is just how my brain works. This is just the best way for me to just organize everything, because in my opinion, and like I said, this is my opinion, it is just so much more stressful for me to like get to the day before a trip and you're trying to go into panic mode and trying to figure out what you're gonna wear and all of that stuff. I don't even want to deal with that. So I typically start packing about like a week to a week and a half before. This trip is a little bit different in that because we have like a full work week, Monday through, you know, Thursday prior to actually leaving. I had to pack today because I really didn't have a choice. So I started pulling out some of the clothes like earlier yesterday, just trying to like correspond everything. And then a fun little tip for you, especially if like packing isn't really your thing, so I would really love to help you out. What I highly recommend and suggest is to just do all of your laundry. So that is what everything I did yesterday, that is all we did all day long, was just we washed every article of clothing pretty much that was dirty. And then some of our Disney stuff that we didn't remember if I'm pretty sure we had washed it because we're laundry people, but I pulled out all of like the Disney clothes that Travis and I both like to wear, because some of the shirts that we'll be wearing again from the last trip to this trip. And then what we end up doing is folding everything, and then just last night kind of like coordinating all those outfits. I know that might seem super extra, but that's just, like I said, that's just me. If you're not a packer or a planner like I am, that's totally fine. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you some insight into how we prepare and pack for upcoming vacations. So anyways, let me turn you around and share with you kind of another thing that I'm working on next. So I know that you're seeing some things here, and that's because like this little section here is all going to be like for our Sarasota portion. As I mentioned before, most of that is going to be like family time, pool time, beach time. So pretty much everything you're going to see in correspondence to that portion of our trip is all like loungewear, beachwear, just really comfortable, relaxing clothes. So this is one of the outfits I'm going to wear to the beach or to the pool, whatever. And then I've got several others that I actually have over there as well. So what I ended up doing is pulling everything out. Like you can see, this is Tuesday, which is our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party day, which is so exciting because neither Travis nor I have ever been. And so I wanted to bring several options because honestly, with us going in the month of August, you just don't know how hot or rainy it might be. I usually, the planner and the Halloween enthusiast that I am, I would have done like a whole outfit, like costume, but because we're going August 20th to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, I just know it's going to be insanely hot and more than likely probably incredibly rainy. So we just packed several options like t-shirts that are super cute, that just make it really, really nice. And then I've had these These are from Poprageous, these Haunted Mansion leggings, and they're really comfortable. So I just brought several options, and then the morning or afternoon as we check into the hotel, I'll probably figure it out from there. But so what you're seeing is kind of every single day in that portion of our trip. So like I've got, just a ton of stuff and like Epcot shirts and everything else, and then pajamas back there, and then I've got my ears, my mini ears, and then like socks, jewelry, swimsuits, stuff like that. And then everything I have in here, if you guys don't have compression bags, I highly, highly recommend them. So this is just full of all of like my undergarments and several swimsuits and stuff like that. And then what you end up doing is just using this zipper, zipping it up, and it compresses the bag. It just makes packing so much easier. So highly recommend. I got these on Amazon. I will link them below if you are interested. But they're really, really great for packing. And then, so on this side, you might be laughing because, like I just said, it's going to be incredibly hot at Disney, but more than likely the hotels might be very cold. And so we just packed several options. Like we just love having like a sweatshirt, and Travis loves these zip-up hoodies, so I brought that. These are all of the shirts that Travis is wearing during the Walt Disney World portion, and then he's packed his shorts already. These are like lounging shorts, and then, boy stuff. I don't know. He's got it very organized. Look, ladies, look how organized my hubby is. It's just, how cool is that? So anyways, he's got everything lined up, and then what he ended up doing was going and grabbing my binder that's over there and just looked through like our daily itinerary, and then just pulled out all of his corresponding clothes from that. As you can tell, we are going to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we are very, 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 very so incredibly blessed, so incredibly grateful that we get to go and experience that. And it's so serendipitous that we are going to be able to see it, because we actually planned this trip long before they sorry, let me flip you around because I'm talking to a t-shirt. So it was just so serendipitous for us to be able to go and explore Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We are just so incredibly lucky and very, very grateful. And that's because we planned this trip long before they actually announced the opening dates for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And we are actually heading to Disney World the week before they open, but they do have pass holder previews available, so we get to go and experience it, which is so awesome. So awesome. So we're really excited about it. So anyways, you can tell Travis is excited. He actually went out and purchased a brand new Star Wars shirt that he can wear to Batuu. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. And then now I need to start preparing for our Sarasota portion, and honestly there's not going to be much that I have to prepare for that. Let me show you one of the things that I did, because we are so lucky because we are actually driving on this trip. So what I ended up doing, just to kind of make it easy, so I'm not having to pull out a ton of different style bags. Obviously you can tell this is a book that I'm taking with me to read, but what I ended up doing was just grabbing this monogrammed burlap bag, and this will be like our beach bag if we do end up going. And then what I ended up putting in here, like these are our water shoes that we ended up taking to the theme parks. If you guys don't have a really good pair of water shoes, these are really great sandals that you can wear all of the time, but they're perfect if you were stuck in a Florida rainstorm. Highly recommend these. Got these on Amazon. I will link them below. I absolutely love them, and Travis has a pair too. And so with that, like you can see, I've got several pairs of hats in there for us, and then this bag has a ton of like sunscreen and like what does it have in here? Now that I think about it, I put it together. Okay, so then this bag you can see has like our larger size sunbum products. These are really great for if you're at a pool or at the beach. You just clip them on to the back of a chair, and then it just keeps your towel in place. So you can buy these at the dollar store. They're really, really great. I found these on Amazon too, but then I ended up seeing that they actually had these at the dollar store as well. So if you don't have these, I highly recommend them. I'll link them below if you're interested. And then I have just several other like these are like wet ones. I highly recommend these. They smell so good, and they're great for like a beach day. And then I have like aloe lotion And then I ended up bringing our sport sunscreen. This is actually more for Disney than it is for the beach, but I brought that as well. All right, so it's just housed in all one area, which just makes it super, super easy, so that when we do get to Sarasota, I know that I can pull this bag out, and I know that it has like all of our beach and pool items in it. Just makes it incredibly easy for, you know, for travel. Because like I said, we're very lucky that we're getting to drive there. So the next thing I have done is pull out our e-bags, mother load. These are the TLS mother load suitcases. I have talked to them, I think ad nauseum now, especially in our last packing vlog, but I absolutely love these suitcases. They are so incredible. I found them on ebags.com. Definitely make sure to use your Ebates if you're going to do it, because you can get anywhere from like, I don't know, 5 to 20% in cash back. So highly recommend that. I'll leave a link below if you have not ever signed up for Ebates. I think it's called Rakuten now, but I'll leave that there for you. Anyways, so this suitcase is just massive and it's huge. It'll be perfect for a really long extended vacation, and you'll see me and how I pack it all in just a little bit. Oh, and really, really quickly, I have to talk about these leggings right here. So these are like full length leggings, like they're not 3/4 length or anything like that. But I found these on Amazon and they are amazing. I know, especially for ladies out there who might be a little bit curvier, sometimes leggings just are not our friend at all, meaning like if you try to bend over, sometimes they can be see-through, but these are not like that at all. They're incredibly comfortable. I've worn them to work out and just like walk around the house and stuff like that, and they're really, really comfortable. So comfortable, in fact, that I just ordered 2 more pairs from Amazon for this trip. So anyways, I just wanted to share these. I will link these down below just so that it's very easy for you to find them, but for, I think these were like $18 or $19. You just cannot go wrong for the price, because they're just really, really good quality. They're nice and thick. Anyways, so highly recommend these bay leaf leggings for sure. All right, and so the next portion, kind of what I've been doing, I'm starting to pull out our tennis shoes. One of the most difficult parts, let me turn you around. So one of the most difficult parts for us on this trip is that we are still continuing to like work out before we go on vacation, because if you guys don't know and have never traveled to Walt Disney World before, one of the biggest tips that I have to highly recommend to you is to walk a lot before your vacation. There's nothing worse than getting to like one of the theme parks and you are just so not only exhausted because of all of the travel that's included, but you're not used to the walking. So one of the things, I mean, I'm currently training for a half marathon, so for me, like doing a 5K a day is not that big of a deal, but for some people it can be a big deal. So I just highly recommend just making sure, just maybe go to a gym or just walk around like a park or something if you can, but just definitely get some walking time in prior to heading out to your Walt Disney World vacation, just because that way your feet are used to it. So what I've been doing is starting to pull out some of our shoes. So like I have, this is an older pair of shoes, but they're really comfortable, so I still wear them. Those are some of Travis's extra tennis shoes, because we usually bring a second pair to change. We always take a midday break, and so we change into like a second pair. So anyways, I have another pair. My main pair is actually downstairs that I have, that I still will work out in like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, I will actually put those shoes into our suitcases. So hope that makes sense, but you just never can go wrong with bringing extra shoes to Disney World, trust me. And then over here, because like I said, I am packing and preparing for multiple trips in one go. So this is actually going to be my overnight bag for my work trip. So I've already started to like, you know, like put all the items in there that I'll need. And then the nice thing, and kind of what I've planned to do, is the only thing I'll add to it is like a toiletry bag and a makeup bag. And so when we actually get back to doing one of the things for me, because when we get back, or when I get back on Friday afternoon, I really don't want to have to think about like if I've forgotten anything, or, you know, did you bring this toiletry or that toiletry? So I'm actually packing that bag you just saw full of toiletries that I actually don't need to take with me on our next portion of our vacation. So some of the stuff is like my shower stuff that I have like all the time. I'll pack in that bag, and then the only thing I'll need to take out of this bag is actually my makeup bag. So I'm doing that very purposefully and very intentionally so that I don't really have to do much thinking when I get back from my work trip on Friday. So just wanted to kind of share with you kind of my process of doing that, just in case you might have a trip before a trip. I don't know if that's a common thing, but this is the first time it's happened to me. So I just wanted to kind of share with you how I'm preparing for it. Okay, so now that you've seen a little of my crazy when it comes to the suitcases, let's see, we've covered the suitcases, the actual pulling out of the clothes. Oh, and then the other thing that I am currently working on is our Disney park bag. So this is the bag that we tend to take inside the parks with us. And like right now I've got it filled with like ponchos, and then I've got an umbrella in here. I've got, oh, a fan. These things I've heard are clutch during really, really hot months. So we actually found one at Walgreens of all places for like $6 or $7. And then I've got 2 ponchos in here. I've got, Travis has a hat that he loves to wear. He got this on our last trip at the Magic Kingdom. So we've got that in there. And then this pocket actually has a change of clothes, as well as a fun little takeaway that we had from Splash Mountain that I ended up holding on to. So we've packed that. So that's going in here as well. I'll also have a gallon size as well. And then on really rainy days, those water shoes that were in this bag we'll actually put in here as well, because if it's like super, super rainy and we need to change our shoes, I've got the water sandals in here. This pocket tends to hold my mini ears if it's raining, and then this pocket I've started putting together, like I charged up my fan last night, so that's ready to go. I'm gonna put some reusable straws in here, and then I have like this that just has kind of like emergency supplies. So I've got sun cream in there, I've got wet wipes, I've got a portable charger, kind of all housed in one area. So currently still working on that. It's still a work in progress. And then this bag here I'm putting together, and this just has kind of several different things, from like bug spray to like, this is like energizing stuff to put in water bottles. I have like a charging station that we use in the hotel rooms. I got this on Amazon. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. Just makes life a lot easier when you can charge things like all in one place. A small first aid kit, and then what else is in here? Oh, I think that's just a lens wipe. Oh, and then I really wanted to share this with you. So this is something that I also worked on last night, and I think I actually filmed a small clip of it. But what this ends up being are thank you cards with a monetary tip inside, and that is for housekeeping. I wanted to do something a little bit differently, and so I actually put like positive quotes in there that just has like a thank you for all you do. I work in the tourism industry, and so I know how hard housekeeping works, and they are some of the most underappreciated employees sometimes. And so I just wanted to make sure that like each day we leave out a small little card. So I'll put on there like a thank you note, and then I'll just leave this out every single morning before we head to the parks. You know, just a small little token of our appreciation for people who are cleaning up after us in our room. So just kind of compiling that, and that's going to go there. This bag ends up usually staying in our car. That's why it's kind of like an emergency kit that just goes in our car for anything that's not like in our actual park bag. And then the other thing I'm currently working on is like all of this stuff. So this right here is actually my bag that I take. It's usually my carry-on and like when we go on trips. It just makes it really, really easy. I kind of went into this bag in extensive length on my last vlog, which I will link down below and above for you. But this is really great. It just keeps things really, really light, and you can pack a ton of stuff. So those park days where we don't have a lot going on, or we're just going in for like a dinner or something like that, I tend to take the smaller bag with me instead of that big guy. So, and then at the same time, I'm just working on filling this guy up with all of the essentials that I'm gonna need for the trip. So, you know, like external hard drive. I have my computer charger in here. That's a headphone cord, and then this is, oh, a splitter. I use this for the airplane, but we won't need it on this trip, but I'll keep it nonetheless. And then I end up, well, having to add a bunch of cords to this at the very end. And then this bag has just several items for us when we go to Sarasota, because my idea is for the Sarasota trip, I really don't want to have to like rummage through this whole thing to kind of find all of this. So some of the smaller items like phone cord and stuff like that that I won't need all the time, or I will need all the time, I'm actually putting in this bag. So it's got like, you know, an eye thing. It's got like a makeup rag. I always bring these gray makeup rags with me just because I feel so bad getting makeup all over white towels. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting this bag like on top in there, so I can just pull it out really, really quickly, and that way I don't have to like rummage through a whole bunch of stuff to get like some of the key things that I'm going to need, because we're getting in really, really late the very, very first night. All right, so the next point or part of my packing and preparing, I actually need to start compiling all my makeup items. You can see I've like already started to put together some of the items, and what I'll do is I'll like work out of this case for like the entire week. But the other thing that I'm working on today is I'm actually going to clean all of my makeup brushes. They are so like desperately need to be cleaned. So I'm going to clean those in just a minute. And then other thing that I'm going to work on tonight, and I may or may not vlog it, I'm not really sure yet, it just depends on kind of how it goes. But the other thing that I do before every single trip is I deep clean our house, because for me it's just peace of mind. One of the things, we're relatively clean people, I hope, as it is. So, but we just like to keep a really nice clean house. It's kind of our Sunday tradition as it is. But the worst thing for me and for Travis, we just have learned across the years, we just don't like coming home to like a super dirty house, because the last thing you want to have to deal with after like a really nice long vacation, or you're just so relaxed as you get home on like a Saturday or a Sunday, and rather than kind of like decompressing and just getting ready for the next week, you're having to actually spend hours upon hours deep cleaning your house. So we're actually going to go ahead and do it today. You might hear, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but Travis is actually vacuuming right now, so which is very, very helpful. I'm so incredibly blessed that he loves to clean like I do. So so I need to clean our brushes. I need to vacuum up here and start like cleaning showers and stuff like that. I'm gonna clean our tub tonight, and then so yeah, that's why you're seeing several cleaning items lurking around, because I'm starting to kind of prepare for that, because once I get done packing, I'm going straight into deep cleaning mode. So are you guys deep cleaners like I am? Am I the only person that likes to do that? So, well, please let me know in the comments below. I'm super curious kind of what your packing and what your preparation for upcoming vacations looks like. Is it at all kind of similar to me? Am I a rarity? I don't know. So anyways, let me get to the packing portion, and what I'll do is I'll just time lapse it so you guys can see it, and it's super, super satisfying. So here we go. So there you have it. We are all packed packed and ready for our trip, which is just so incredibly exciting. I am so pumped for this trip. Thank you so much for following along. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please do me a huge favor, if you will, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe. I hope you'll consider subscribing for more Disney content, because there's a ton of Disney content, from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We have a ton of really great dinners coming up, like really nice dinners of places that we've never been to before. There's just a lot coming down as far as Disney content. So like I said, I hope you will consider subscribing. Thank you again for following along. Keep exploring, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.